YouTube, what's going on now? A lot of you guys have been asking for this video, and I mean a lot of you. So I'm happy to say that in this video, we're going to be taking a look at my Airsoft Assault Loadout. Now, for the gear that I've been running over the last, let's say, probably year and a half now, none of this is any of the high-end Cry or Ferro or any brands like that. In fact, probably 90% of my gear are either from Amazon or Viper. And we're gonna go into all the little bits of detail for every single part of my gear throughout this video, so you guys can see what it's all like and why I'm running the things I'm running, and you know why I've chosen to run it for so long. So, working our way from top to bottom, this is the helmet that I've been running for the past year and a half. This is a black fast helmet from Amazon. The base of the helmet is actually black. I just have a green Invader Gear helmet cover on it. And I've got the Philippine flag on both sides because, you know, you've got to represent the home country. And on the back, I've got this black counterweight pouch with a Jag Airsoft patch. And this is where I keep my power bank to supply power to my GoPro when I'm filming. So obviously I've got the GoPro mount on the NVG shroud. This is just a little cheap GoPro mount from Amazon. Yeah, it's nothing special, but it does the job. Now for the ear protection, these are Tax Sky Comta 2s. And again, this is from Amazon. They are not bad to be fair. These have lasted me for a good year and a half with plenty of use, and this has seen some really wet and stormy days, and it's held up really well. Although I have to say that there's been some occasions where after we've played, the sound feedback sounds quite staticky, if that makes sense. So what I've done is every time that happens after a really stormy day, I'll just chuck this in the airing cupboard for a few days, and I think what happens is the foam on the microphones kind of soak up the moisture in the water, and obviously that will affect the sound input. But yeah, once it was wet, I'd stuck it in the airing cupboard for a few days and it was back to normal. Now on the back where my counterweight pouch is, you can see that the USB charging cable from the GoPro is wrapped around the retention band because it's quite long. So doing this allows, much more compact and neater cable management, and I've got the cable up and through and secured by the patch and also secured by the bungee cord. So when I've got my GoPro on, this just sits nicely like that, nice and snug to the helmet. It minimizes the chances of it getting caught on any twigs or bushes or anything like that. So that is the helmet setup. Now going a bit lower, for the eye pro that I'm wearing, you know what guys, I'm actually not going to show you the eye pro that I'm wearing, and the reason why is because I don't recommend them. Although they've lasted me a while and they've taken plenty of shots on the lenses, they're more in the budget side of eye pro, and I wouldn't recommend them. Now for the face pro I run the Delta Mic Snood. I've been running these for the better part of almost 2 years now. I've got the Mark 1 in my left hand here, and the Mark 2 newly released this year. They're both exactly the same. The only difference is the Mark II has foam padding around the mouth and it's got a bigger surface area of protection. Now I did do a much more in-depth review on these masks. So if you're interested in watching that video and taking a closer look at the Delta Mic, there will be a link, I think, up here. So check that out if you want to take a closer look at these. I do have a discount code for you guys, so if you want to pick one up for yourself, you can get 10% off. There'll be a link in the description below. Now for the combat uniform I've been running, I have been running this Woodland set, and again, this is from Amazon. I opted for the Woodland M81 camo, and like I said, these have had plenty of use, week in, week out, plenty of use. These are the trousers that I've been wearing, and you know what, they've actually held up pretty well. The colour has faded a little bit throughout the years. It's a bit more kind of like lighter, doesn't really pop as much as it used to. The Velcro as well now is a lot more worn out, as you can see here. It's not as secure as it once was, especially at the Velcro at the back of the knees. For this one, for example, it's not as, it's not as secure as it used to be. But it still looks good. There's no rips and no tears, and I play in all sorts of different terrain. But for Amazon quality, I really couldn't complain. Just a quick side note as well, these don't come with knee pads, so if you do order yourself a set from Amazon, you'll need to get the knee pads separately. In my more recent videos, you might have seen me wear a black windbreaker. Now that isn't actually any tactical jacket, that's literally just a windbreaker that I've had for years laying around. I just saw it in my wardrobe one time, I thought, you know what, this will look cool, whacked it on, and it looked alright, so I ran with it. If you're looking for a similar style, any old plain black windbreaker will do you just fine. There's really nothing special about the one I've got. Now for the gloves, I've been wearing Mechanics. I can't quite remember which particular model of Mechanics it is, but these unfortunately have actually been absolutely battered within the first year of wearing them. As you can see, loads of holes, my whole thumb sticks through. But yeah, since tearing, I've actually upgraded to the pig gloves. Now these gloves, they are much better in my opinion. They are a little bit more expensive, but they are much better in quality. They feel a lot more snug in the hand. Now when I first got these, they did feel a little bit tighter than what I'd like, but after a day or two of just trying to break them in, they now fit perfectly. Very, very snug and compact. You get a good grip with it as well. Now unfortunately for this one, I've only had this for I think 2 to 3 months. And I was an idiot and lit a Mark V and burnt through my glove. But yeah, pig gloves, very, very good, and you know what, they look good as well. And like, you know, like I always say, Airsoft is a fashion show at the end of the day, so gotta look good. Now moving on to the heart of the loadout, we've got my plate carrier setup. There's quite a few things going on with this rig. Now the base plate carrier itself is a Viper VX buckle up plate carrier, the Gen 2 version. The plate carrier itself, when you order it, doesn't come with any additional pouches. Again, this I got from Amazon. Now looking at it from the top, we've got the Philippine flag on my chest. On the shoulder pad here, you can see I've got a Paracord bracelet. Now this Paracord bracelet I've whacked on here to actually secure my push-to-talk, because if you look carefully, there's absolutely no way to secure your PTT. There's no molly or anything at the front, so I thought probably one of the best options is to just whack this on here, and this is what I use to secure this. Now for the actual rig itself, I've got a Viper VX buckle up rig. This was originally a chest rig. I've just taken off the straps and whacked it onto the plate carrier as a front placard. The rig has 2 sections. On the rear, I've got my primary mag inserts. So at the moment, I'm running a 3x5.56 mag inserts, and obviously I can take this out. It's just Velcro, so I can take this out and whack on my 4x SMG mag pouches for when I'm running the MP7 on here as well. Now on the front section of the rig, I've got 2 pistol pouches on the side here. The Viper VX buckle up rig, when you buy this, it will actually come with a full flap. I've just changed it and put a half flap on instead, so I've got access to the side of the front section to use as pistol mag pouches. So like I said, this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love the Viper VX line. It's just so modular and so customizable to, you know, however you want to set up your loadout. Underneath the half flap, I've got my little Baofeng BF EE radio, I believe. They're the absolute mega budget ones. They don't even have the digital screen that you see on most Baofengs. And I've got a gang shit pouch on the front. This patch is by Afraid of the Dark. I don't think it's actually available anymore. And as you can see, this patch is absolutely battered as well. It's seen some tough days. Now towards the bottom, you'll see I've got a Viper VX scrote pouch or dangler pouch, however you want to call it, and I've got a Jag patch on the front because, you know, you've got to be your own biggest fan. In this pouch, this is usually where I keep my phone, sometimes my keys, and any Mark Vs that I've got, any primers that I've got from my BFG. And this is an overall really handy pouch to have, and it covers the lower fat of my stomach, so if I get shot, it's not gonna hurt. Now if you move the plate carrier to the side, you'll see that I've got a custom 1-point Paracord sling with a little Jaguar emblem. This is done custom by Dagger Charlie 1. I have a link to his Instagram in the description below if you want one for yourself. It's really well made and really high quality. Now as for the cummerbunds, these don't actually come stock with the plate carrier. These are Viper VX elastic cummerbunds that I've switched out. I like these because they allow me additional pouches on the sides. As you can see here, they're effectively built-in M4 pouches. Ever since I've started running gas blowback, I need as many pouches as possible, because as you know, we're limited to 35 rounds, so as many mags as I can possibly carry on my person is the best way to go. Now flicking around to the back, I've got the Viper VX charger pack. This I use as kind of a multifunctional backpack. When I'm running HPA, I put my tank in here, and this is also really handy for when I'm running gas blowback. So I've got a can of gas in here, and what I like to do actually as well is I like to keep a full bottle of water in here, and it kind of acts as a counterweight. And the reason why is because when I have full gas mags on my front, sometimes I find that it puts a lot of pressure on my back. So using this as a counterweight just, you know, really alleviates the back pressure and stops any back pain that you get throughout the day. So, and of course, Philippine flag on the back as well. But yeah, big fan of the Viper VX range, particularly their plate carriers. So going down to the belt setup, the belt itself is a One Tigris battle belt. This is the one that comes with an inner Velcro belt that you actually loop through the loops of the trousers, and this outer belt Velcros on. And this has MOLLE on the outside, so it will let you attach any pouches you may want to attach. Now for the pouches that I'm using in particular, if we go from left to right, I've got these two quick draw 556 mag pouches from Amazon. Pretty sure these are actually unbranded. They're just really cheap from Amazon. Very nice retention and a very quick draw with these as well. So highly recommend these. If I can find the link, I will have it on the description below, because like I said, I can't remember the name of it. I don't think it's branded. And moving along, we've got the Viper dump pouch, and again, this is from Amazon. This is more of a smaller style dump pouch, which personally I like. I don't like the ones that are too big. This is nice and compact. It holds its shape really well as well. Now the annoying thing about this dump pouch, and I guess any dump pouch for that matter, is when you're playing at a field where it's quite dirty or dusty and sandy, this can accumulate a lot of dirt and sand. So it's always good to tip this upside down and make sure it's clear of all dirt, so none of the dirt gets into your magazines and eventually, of course, gets into your hop unit and just mess up your whole gun. Now I know dump pouches aren't everyone's cup of tea, but I personally like running a dump pouch, especially if when I'm running my gas setup, because as you may already know, gas mags are very fragile and expensive, so we want to look after them. And if I'm in the middle of an engagement where I need to reload fast, I literally just release the mag, straight to my dump pouch, and quick draw from my belt, and we're back in.
Reloading. He's down.
So this will save me from having to you know, just release the mag and let the mag drop. And although, you know, you do lose a few milliseconds depending on how quick you do it, this saves me a lot of money and hassle when it comes to maintaining my gas magazines. Now moving along, we've got a small Viper laser cut utility pouch, and in the pouch I keep a bunch of random things really. I've got a small pair of scissors, a bag of batteries, and I've got another pouch. Now this has a bunch of camera accessories like spare lenses. I've got a spare GoPro lens in here in case my GoPro gets shot out. I can literally just take it off and whack a new one on. But yeah, just a bunch of random things really. And again, moving along, this is just a very basic Glock 17 holster by Neutral. This just holsters my WE Glock 17. Yeah, nothing really that special. And lastly, we have a Deadly Customs 40mm grenade holster. Now Deadly Customs is quite a popular brand. They do make a lot of really nice Kydex products, but for some reason I just can't get along with this holster. There's been numerous occasions where my Quake has actually fallen out of the holster and I've actually almost lost it. I would just be moving along and playing the game, and I'd look to my waist and see that my grenade's gone, which is very frustrating. But yeah, I think that's about it for my loadout. Now, if you've got any other questions, guys, whack them in the comment section below. I always do my best to answer as many comments as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry for taking so long to make this video, despite the amount of requests I've had to make this. And the reason why I've actually chosen to do this now is because, like I said, I've ran this for so long now, I kind of fancy something new, and I'm actually in the middle of building my next loadout that you're probably going to see in the next few videos maybe. so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you want some up close photos and content of the gear that I have, follow me on Instagram at JagAirsoft. I've got a lot of behind the scenes content and other images and videos that you perhaps won't see. And again, any questions, my inbox is always open over there as well anyway. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next one.